Hi folks, in this short video we're going to start off by looking at some of the approaches to career development. So again, some of the new approaches to career development involve knowing what your skills and aptitudes are. You remember we talked earlier about in the recruitment process, in the selection process, about how even before a lot of companies interview you, they want to test you, personality traits, aptitude tests, those kinds of things. So companies kind of know a little bit about what your skills and aptitudes are before you even get there. But again, those evolve and change as you get more experienced in a company too. So a lot of times if you want to sort of refocus and say, hey, what am I good at? What do I really like to do? There might be an opportunity to take some skill and aptitude tests. You should also be prepared to identify what we call career anchors, those things that you value that you're not prepared to give up. So for example, somebody might want to be a senior manager, a senior sales manager, and your boss might sit down and say, well, to be a senior sales manager in our company, you may need to do a stint in Asia, you might need to do a stint in somewhere in the United States or whatever else in sales management. You might say, hey, I don't want to uproot my family and take them to Asia. If you're single and you love to travel, that's perfect for you. That fits in with what you value. You like to travel. You like to learn new experiences. Some people might not want to do that, or some people might not feel that they're in a position to do that. So they might say, you know what, I maybe need to look at using my skills and my personality traits and my aptitudes to maybe develop a career where I can stay a little closer to home, where I don't have to travel as much, or I don't have to move around to get that kind of training, or maybe go to a different company where you can get it and you don't have to do some things that, might disrupt your family life. So that whole work-life balance thing comes in here. So you have to identify what you're prepared to do or to sacrifice in order to develop a career. You also have to focus on what we call trajectories, designing your career and your life simultaneously. So again, we're talking here more about achieving what we call a work-life balance and becoming a learning organization. So an organization that wants to create, help people create, acquire, and transfer knowledge. So again, if you're in an organization that wants you to be creative, that wants you to learn a lot, that wants you to develop things and learn and apply new things, then again, that's a great place to be, because those are people that are going to invest time and money in your career. So again, you may, if you're interested in developing a career, pick an organization that wants to be a learning organization where they care about people. Okay, now who has responsibility in career development? Largely it's the responsibility of the employee to do the digging, the self-assessment, to have an idea of what they bring to the party and where they want to go. So ultimately it's the employee that accepts the responsibility for their career, for its successes and for its failures. Your boss, others in your organization, those are people that help you along the way, but you really are responsible for managing it. So you have to be very self-motivated. You have to want to learn independently. You have to be very good at managing your time and managing your money, because obviously if your career is going to mean that you need to go back to school and learn new ways or more technical aspects of your job, whatever, then, sometimes companies pay, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they only pay half, and you got to pay the other half. So you have to be prepared to invest in yourself. Oftentimes say to students, you are your best investment, because you know better than anybody else where you want and where you want to be. And it's your career and it's your life, right? So you should be prepared to invest money back into your career, but to do that, you better save it. And again, you shouldn't be shy to promote what you've done and what you've accomplished to people that you know in your social circles or in your business circles outside of your work and even within your work environment. So we oftentimes say, in order to do that, to self-promote, you need to make sure that you know how to network with people in your organization and outside of your organization. So our next video is going to introduce the concept of networking.